Hello everyone, my name is Joanny and welcome to Love Qualified. Today I'm going to be telling you guys something really exciting. I don't know, some of you who follow me on Instagram might have seen a little bit about this or might have heard a little bit about this, but I just wanted to share with you something that I think it's exciting. I don't know if it's exciting for you guys, but this thing is that I wrote a novel. Oh my god, I wrote a novel, like a proper full length novel from the beginning till the end. I wrote a novel, and yeah, yeah, I don't even know what this video is going to be about, but I have been I've had this urging in my heart to just share a little bit about, my journey. You guys know that I have been sharing my journey here, my writing journey here on this channel, right from the very beginning when God put the idea in my heart to write a book. I told you guys, and I brought you guys along that journey with me until I published my first book earlier this month. And so, I am still gonna keep writing by God's grace, and I want to be sharing with you all the exciting new projects that I'm working on. And then what I'm working on currently is this novel that I'm about to tell you guys about. So unfortunately, I can't really tell you guys what the novel is about or read you guys a synopsis or whatever, because I'm still in the well, I've written the whole novel. I've written the first draft. So I finished the first draft in June. I think, was it June or July? I think it was June. So I finished the first draft in June. It is a Christian, so it's a contemporary young adult Christian novel. So it's young adult contemporary Christian fiction. That's what it is. So yeah, it is a Christian novel. I'm only gonna write about God and about Jesus. Like I said, I can't write another genre. So yeah, it's gonna be about God and about Jesus. I'm gonna tell you guys later on what the novel is about, but for now, I just want to share with you guys how I've been finding the whole process so far, what it feels like, what I'm doing now, what my plan is for the future, and all of that stuff. So I started writing this book, I think. So the idea for the book, first of all, came in the summer, no, about April of last year, I think, and it started off as a whole different idea. But then as I started outlining it and developing the characters and planning the book out, when I started writing it as well, the whole book just took a different direction. I don't know if any writers like can relate with me, but I had like a whole title in my head. I know what the book wanted to say, but when I started writing, my characters were just taking me somewhere else, and the whole book now is the title has changed, and it has a whole different idea now. The thing that I wanted to portray from the beginning is I'm portraying a different aspect of God. So I'm so excited for it. I finished the first draft. So I started writing it in about September. I think September last year. And I don't know how I did it. I don't know how I had time to write it when I was in my final year. And I was writing it as well as editing my other poetry devotional, which is now published. And God just did something. I don't know how he did it. I really don't know. But I finished the first draft in June, and the first draft finished at about 53,000 words. And then I've gone back and I'm doing some revisions. I'm trying to strengthen the plot and just develop my characters, and just do a bit more like just make it a little bit better, like just move things around and stuff like that. And I am over halfway through. So at the moment there are 35 chapters. Before there were only like 27, because I was trying to follow like the 3-act structure. But then I decided to I added more scenes. So I've gone back and I've started adding more scenes, and there are now 35 chapters. So I finished revising the 20th chapter. So I will need to start from chapter 21. It's really hard because obviously I'm working this summer and doing other things, and so finding time to writing is so time consuming. Oh my god, I think I need to make a whole nother video about how writing, how hard writing is. But yeah, it's so time consuming, and so trying to find time to write or edit is like, it's just such a pain, because I want to write, I want to edit, I enjoy doing it, but sometimes I don't feel like it, and other times I just don't have the time. But yeah, so hopefully I'll be able to finish the second draft by the end of the year. I'm trying not to give myself like a tight deadline, because obviously I'm starting my masters in a few weeks and everything's going to be really tight for me. So yeah, so I don't plan on publishing it anytime soon. Like I said, the novel needs a lot of work. And sometimes I read some things that I've written in the past and it just sounds really awful. Like my first draft, sometimes I really love the plot and I love the story. I like where it's going. I'll read it back and it makes sense to me. But other times I'll read certain things that I've written and it just sounds like crap. It's just like, like I'm just like, this isn't good enough. Like, no one's gonna like this. And I feel like I've been really harsh on myself, especially since this is the first time that I've ever written a novel from the beginning to the end. Like, until January last year, I'd never ever dreamed of becoming an author, and to be able to publish one book and to start writing a novel, that still doesn't make sense to me. I don't know how God has done that. And so I'm trying to see this as a journey, and I know that I can only get better, and I just need to trust God and to ask Him to give me the wisdom to make it better, and to be able to write the story in a way that will be received well by whoever reads it, and to make sure that I'm able to pass on the message that I want to pass on through the story and through the book and through the novel. And yeah, so my main character, so before I only had one main character because the whole storyline is following her journey. But then I've decided to make it to have two main characters. So I'm not going to tell you their names yet. So the book, I started off writing it in third person, just because I thought it was the easiest way to write it in it. So third person and past tense. Then I changed the tense to first person past tense, but now it is in first person present tense. And the reason why I kind of fell in love with first person present tense was after I read this book, Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi. If you haven't read this book, please go and read it. It's awesome. I love the book. It screams black girl magic and I love it. And before, when I started writing the book, my main character was a white girl, and I and the so my two main characters were white, and her best friend is she's Nigerian, so she's from a Nigerian family, but obviously the book is set in America, by the way, don't ask me why. It's set in America. And yeah, and her best friend is Nigerian, from a Nigerian family, but like she grew up in Nigeria, in America and stuff like that. But then later on, I decided to change my two main characters to Black Americans or African Americans, just because, like, I don't know, I feel like I was kind of shying away from making my main characters Black. And I want to, after reading this book, really, I would have to say this book has all black characters, and I loved it. I love how she portrayed the West African culture, the language, and just the black culture, and how she talked about the hair and braids and all of that kind of stuff. And I just love that. I love reading stuff that I can relate to. And when she talks about kinky hair and all of that stuff, and I can relate to that. And so I decided to change my main character to be a black girl as well. So yeah, so my two main characters are black, and her best friend is Nigerian, and she moves to UK, to the US, and all of that stuff. And that's about it. That's as much as I'm gonna tell you guys, because I don't want to give too much away. But yeah, what else do I want to say? Yeah. So far, I've gotten up to 70,000 words. 70,000 words. Like, how do you move from 53,000 words to 70,000 words? Like, I've added a lot more scenes, and because it's now the story, I'm telling the story now from two points of view, so the two main characters' points of views. So I guess that's why I've been able to add more scenes, just so you can understand the story a lot better. And I'm so excited, guys. I'm so excited to bring you guys along this journey with me. I will, if I have time to do more vlogs, more writing vlogs in the future, I will do that. But yeah, so that's all I wanted to tell you guys today. yeah, if you're writing a book as well, let me know. You know, if you're how you're finding your writing journey. Leave any comments down below. Let me know if you relate to anything that I've said in this video, and I hope that I'm not just rambling. And also, don't forget that my poetry devotional, Outpourings of a Beloved Heart, is now available on Amazon in paperback. The Kindle version is coming out soon. I just need to set some things straight before that would be available. But yeah, don't forget to get this. I will leave any links down below. Like I said, it's a 30-day poetry devotional all about God's love, and you have poems in there, you have a scripture, you have reflections, you have a prayer, you have an affirmation for each day, and you also, at the end of each part, you have like journaling prompts that you can write down your thoughts and what God is teaching you through the book. And yeah, so if you want that, if you want to get it for a friend or whatever, please get the book, and I hope that it blesses and encourages you. Thank you so much for watching. Like I said, let me know down below if you're writing a book, how you're finding your experience, what your book, what genre you're writing, and all of that stuff, because I'd like to know. Thank you so much for watching. Have a lovely day and God bless. Bye.